I promise y'all the story is going to get crazy. Just wait and listen. I am not the only victim, okay? No, I'm not. He is doing and has done this to multiple women that he has met through the Facebook dating app. That's why he is called the Facebook dating swindler. Yes, I should have been more careful. Yes, I shouldn't have been naive. Yes, I wanted somebody to like me. Yes, I am admitting to everything. Everything you're thinking. Yes, I know, and I have felt it. Trust me. Trust me, I get it, okay? I'm just the only female I think that he has got the most from. Okay. So where I left off, I had woke up around like 6:30 in the morning, and I instantly checked my phone and I see no response from him. And of course, I didn't hear a phone call from the front desk or anyone to wake me up. So I started feeling like, what's going on? And so I instantly call him, and I'm blowing his phone up. I called his phone so many times. No answer. Kept calling, no answer. So I leave the hotel and make my way to the apartment complex. It was like 7 a.m., something like that. And when I pull up, I'm just sitting outside watching the residents going in and out because I just wanted to find the right person to see who I can help let me in, because of course they all have access to the building with these key fobs. So then I see this guy walking his dog, and I walk up to him and I said to him, like, hey, my boyfriend just moved in this apartment building and he's upstairs asleep, and he knows I'm on the way over here, but he's not answering the phone. He's asleep. Do you mind just letting me up? He was hesitant at first, but then he ended up being cool about it. And then of course he explained to me how I couldn't access anywhere in the building without the key fobs. So he was saying, like, if you go anywhere in the building, I'm just gonna have to go with you until you find him, because I don't want you to get locked inside of the building. So we get on the elevator, we go up. Mind you, of course, the last place that I thought he said he was on the 5th floor. Told him, let's just check the 5th floor first, because I wanted to see if he would actually have been up there. So go up to the 5th floor. There's not a soul up there. I just looked to the left, and it was the little lounge area. And then when you look straight ahead, they have an outdoor lounge area. You go to the right, it was some bathrooms. And then I didn't explore anything beyond that perimeter to know what was over there. So of course, once we don't see anyone, the guy that let me up, he was like asking, do you know what floor he lives on? And I said, of course I know what floor he lives on. So then I'm like, okay, well, he lives on the 3rd floor, so let's just go there. Go down to the 3rd floor. He lived right when you got off the elevator. Or I wouldn't say lived, I would say the apartment was right when you got off the elevator. So I'm just knocking. I sat there and knocked for about 30 seconds to a minute. I was soft knocking, like I guess I wasn't knocking hard enough. I don't know. Nobody came to the door though. And so then the dude's just standing there in the elevator looking at me like, are you even really telling the truth? He's trying to figure out what do I have going on. And then he keeps telling me like, well, I just would like for you to come with me, because I feel like if I leave you and then he's not here, you're going to be locked inside the building on this floor and you won't be able to get out, basically. And so I just stood there for a second and I was pondering, and I was like, damn. And I said, okay, well, he does have a point and that does make sense. So let me just leave. Nobody still came to the door. Get on the elevator, go back down the elevator. And as we're going back down the elevator, I had texted him and I said, call me. Y'all, the moment I had got off the elevator and I'm walking to my car, getting my car, he's calling. I feel like he had watched me through, like, out the window, because the way I had parked, like the way his apartment was, or where the apartment was, I should say, you literally could see my car like diagonal distance. The moment I answered the phone, he's like, what are you doing? Why are you here so early? What's your problem? Like, you doing the most? Why you acting weird? This, that. And I start screaming at him like, you're the one acting weird. Why did you not answer the phone? Why did you not come to the hotel last night? I tell him, what is going on? You need to stop lying. You need to tell me what's going on. He's persistent and insisting that he is not lying and that I'm the one that's being weird. We go back and forth on the phone. Eventually he says he's about to come down. So then we get off the phone. He texts me and says, where am I parked at on the street? I tell him. He replies and says, I'm confused on why you doing weird shit. You making me nervous. I said, what's the problem and what's weird? You didn't come to the hotel. You wasn't planning on coming into the hotel. I just woke up and now I'm here. So that's weird. Doesn't respond to that. All he says back is that he's coming down. So I replied, and I'm trying to catch him up in his lie. And I said, but you're laying in the bed and you can buzz me up from your phone. So it's no big deal. He replies back and says that I can't get up the elevator, which later on down the road, come to find out, I could. I was like, okay, still just a little bitty tiny ounce trying to give this man the benefit of the doubt and believe that he's not lying. So I replied and I said, I know, but I can still get through the front door and I could just meet you at the elevator. But by then he's already done came down and walking out the front door. So when I look up and I see him, this man has a whole different outfit on. So I instantly was like, what is going on? He gets in my car and tries to act like he's upset. Like, why you here so early? You making me nervous. You doing weird shit. What you want, some setup shit? What you want? Like, he keeps asking me what am I on. And that's when I couldn't take it no more. And I just came back and said, what are you on? You the one who's lying? Like, nigga, I said I went up to the 5th floor. You wasn't there. So where was you? I slept by the pool. Why you doing weird shit? Da, 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 da. Like screaming, y'all. Like he got so like he's like this, like jumping up and down, like screaming, like trying to prove his point that he is not lying. He was like, I waited all night for this nigga to come with my car, and he didn't. Don't you think I'm mad about that? I waited for dude to come with this camera, and he didn't. I'm mad about that. He said, I'm so mad that I had to sleep next to the pool. This man said he slept next to the pool in a lounge chair. So I'm like, pool? What pool? Where? I didn't see no pool. He's like, you wouldn't see no pool. You wouldn't know because you don't live here. Then I said, how are you in different clothes? He told me that he went inside of his storage unit and changed clothes. Just kept questioning him. He literally just kept talking over me because he just kept wanting to prove his point that he wasn't lying and that he was actually where he said he was. And so I'm just an emotional girl. I can cry at the drop of the dime, just like that when I'm upset and when I'm mad, anything, any type of emotion. So from where I was just so irritated and so mad, I started crying and I started breaking down. And I was just like, I just cannot believe that you're acting like this and that you're talking to me like this and that we're even here right now in this moment. Now that I'm crying, now he's trying to console me and he's holding me and he's hugging me and he's telling me to stop crying and that everything's gonna be okay. And he was like, just wait and see. I promise you, when dude get back on my car, you're gonna see. So I just calmed down and I just believed what he said. So we sat there and then he did the famous line and asked me to pull up my maps so he could put an address in my phone. Pull up my maps, give him my phone. He put some address, I can't remember how far it was, but it was a camera store. And he says, go here. But of course, like I had tapped on it to click and see, but it had said like arriving at wherever we was going. So I seen like, okay, we just going to a store, so that's cool. So we pulled up to the store and he's asking me to go into the store with him. And I said, no, I don't feel like it because I was still kind of upset. So he's like, okay, hops out, goes inside the store. 5-10 minutes go by. Now he's calling me and he's like, babe, I need you to come inside the store. I need to use your card. I said, no. And I said it sternly, no. He was like, I promise you, I'm not buying anything. I'm just trying to rent this camera, but they said that they need a card on file while we rent the camera. And he was like, it's not your card's not going to get charged until we, or he said, it's not going to be no payment charged until we bring the camera back from renting it. He just said they just need a card on file. And I just went inside with my card. He asked me to come inside the store with my card. I go inside. He's right there at the counter with the workers. When I walk up, the workers are like, are you the one that's going to have the card on file? I said, yes. And then they're sitting there explaining to me the rental agreement. And then he said, like, you know, you would be liable and charged on your card if anything was to happen to this camera or if the camera and whatever else he was trying to rent isn't brought back. And so, like, I just had a blank stare on my face, blank expression, and my face was still red, kind of poofy from when I had been crying. So the worker asked me, do you understand and do you agree with this rental agreement? And I just nodded my head and I said yes. And so then he looked at me and he was like, okay. And so then he said that he was going to put us down for a reservation. But the workers had also said, I believe, that it was not a for sure chance that we would be able to rent the equipment, so that they would give us a call back. So when we leave out of there, we get in the car, and that's when he's like, man, fuck them, let's just go somewhere else. And he was thinking to himself, and then he was like, let's go to Best Buy. So I drive to Best Buy. While we on the way to Best Buy, he's just scrolling on his phone. I could tell he's scrolling on social media. Then he gets a call from someone, I believe maybe a family member, a family friend, I don't know who. And they were just going back and forth talking about family. And then he was like talking about, yeah, something that he just talked to somebody or one of them or her, whoever he was talking about, a family member, saying that they had just asked him for some money. Then he was like, yeah, but I'm going to hit her back and I'm going to send her something. And then he was saying to her how, oh, he just got a new phone and he got a new phone number. And when he said that, I looked down at his phone cracked up, scratched up. I was like, why is he lying? Like, why do you say he just got a new phone if his phone's cracked up? But then I said, maybe it's a new phone and maybe he just dropped it and cracked it. I don't know. It seemed like they was talking about family stuff. I don't really know. The music was going and I was like really not trying to tune into his conversation with him on the phone, really. So then make it to Best Buy. The moment we get to Best Buy, this man says to me, you know that Best Buy has a credit line? And he was like, you know that you can go in here and open a line of credit and get stuff and you can pay on it. I said, no, I didn't know that. I don't shop at Best Buy to know that. So then he tells me, man, you know, listen, I'm trying to shoot some promo this weekend and I need to grab a couple things. And, you know, they have where you can open up a line of credit in here and that could be really good for you and your credit. And you can start helping build on your credit by paying on some stuff. So I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I did just get a credit card that I'm trying to get familiar with and learn about. And of course, I'm trying to build my credit so I can start and get into the Airbnb business. I was like, okay, like this might be a nice opportunity. And of course, this man said to me after what he said, you know, I'm paying for everything, so I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just looking out for you. Then he says, I would do it myself if I had my ID. but you know my ID's in my wallet, and dude's not back with my car yet. So I just believed him, and I said whatever. So we go inside of Best Buy, and walking around, we're looking. Then we walk up, we find an associate, and of course he's talking the entire time, and trying to talk like a businessman. Yeah, we came here. We're trying to open up a line of credit. We trying to get a couple things, and we doing some things, and da da da. So we walk over. Shout out to Terry because he was very nice and sweet. We walk over, and Terry's sitting there talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, my girl right here. She wants to open it up in her name." So Terry's telling me like, "Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna need your card, and we gotta do a little credit check. Da 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 this, da 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 that." I was sitting there. I said, "Okay." Gave him my card, and well, I didn't give him my card. Like you have to like type in the card information on the keypad. Like of course it's like a bunch of other stuff that you got to do, all the extra stuff, but you have to type in your bank account, card information. I can't remember what exactly it was, but you have to type all that stuff in. So as I'm typing the stuff in, this man is literally right here, breathing on the back of my neck, my ear. That's not how you do it. Type it in like this. Do that. I literally said, "Can you back up, please? Like, what is your?" I said, "This is my information. I know what I'm doing." They're gonna reply back to me and say, "That's how we talking to each other? Is that what you want? That's how it is now? Okay, cool." I was sitting there typing stuff in, like ignoring him, and Terry was like, just sitting there back looking. So then he steps back and he was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So he's trying to do the little like where he back up off of me, and he's walking around in a little circle, acting like he's looking at stuff right there. So then Terry finished doing the little credit check, and then he comes back and he says that I was approved for up to basically $3,000. So he's telling me like, you can use your credit today. So once he said that, that's when dude was like, "Bet," and he said, "I need this, I need that, I need this." So when he said that, Terry was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you there, and I'm gonna show you where it's at." So at first, whatever he had asked Terry to look for, he was looking for it, and they didn't have what he wanted. I can't remember if it was a mini laptop. I can't remember what it was. It was so long ago. But was just asking for different things, and Terry was like looking. So then he finds a couple things, and like as he's finding stuff, he's just bringing stuff back and sitting down on the counter. So we're standing there, and he's saying to me, "I already have a MacBook. I got this. I got that." Then he's asking me like, "What do you got?" And I told him like, "I don't got none of that." And I was telling him how I don't even know how to work a MacBook. Like we was just going back and forth, casual conversation. I go and sit down because him and Terry's just now just walking around the store looking at stuff and talking. So I'm just going to, I go and sat down right in front of the cash register, and I was just literally sitting there with a blank stare, like staring off into space. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was just so numb to the situation, like what was going on. I don't even know how to explain my feeling on what I was feeling. But in that moment, I was just sitting there, and I just had that gut instinct, like, is this the right thing to do? And I just was going back and forth with myself. So when they get done walking around the store getting stuff, Mr. Million and Terry comes back to the counter, and Terry brings everything up. When he brings everything up, he's like, "Oh, it's 2,000 and something." And I was like, "What did you get? And why are we spending the full amount? Like, I'm confused." He's telling me, "Man, just calm down," and then continues to talk to Terry. He's asking Terry, "Well, how much is left over?" And then Terry tells him. So after he says that, he's like, "Okay," walks off. I'm standing there, but like he kind of like grabs me to walk with him, puts his arm around my shoulder, like grabbing me, holding me. And he's like, "Man, well, I'm gonna need you to cheer up. This is what we about to do for you. We about to go and we about to get you some stuff."
Hey cousins, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like and comment. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Also, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you are notified every single time I post. Like I said in the last video, we got to come back with the part 2. As of right now, she has not uploaded any other parts. So whatever I already had, we're just going to get into it. If she comes back with the rest, then I'll give it to you guys. But I don't have too much commentary on this video because the last the last part that we just watched had me weak because he talk about we gotta go get you some stuff. Like if he's paying, like when you guys see this vid, like I mean you see him in the thumbnail, but I have a video of him basically telling his side, and he just looks dusty. He looks exactly what I thought he would look like, and I can understand from his videos that he has on TikTok why people think that he has money, but then when you really look at him, you can tell he is dusty. Like you can tell he's a scammer. They have a look. I'm just so shocked that so many women are getting swindled by this man. Like the way he looks, the way he looks, like he could never get next to me. I mean, I'm not looking for anybody to be next to me because I got a husband, but I, I just don't understand how you could get swindled by a man that looks like that. I'm sorry. The braids as a grown man, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like men with braids especially when they're old, like older. Anybody that's older than 5 and you have braids, it's just, I don't know, it's just not attractive. But if they like it, I love it, baby. But unpack your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this. Would you would you deal with a man like this? And baby, the fact that all of this happened within the first 3 to 5 days of them meeting each other, I don't understand how. I don't get it. But this is why we have to be careful who we have sex with, because the man. I just hope that part one and part two is a lesson for all naive women out there in the world that believe everything a man says. You got to believe everything that you see, because this man has showed her multiple times who he is, and she's still giving him the benefit of the doubt. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this. I'm going to just let all of the parts play. Then we're going to get into what he said. And honestly, I feel like the video that he dropped about her saying that he didn't steal anything from her, it seemed like she was very scared. But you guys let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about it. Bye.
Because I want to cheer you up. Like, you look all sad. Like, I just want to make you feel better. Basically, he's saying to me that he wanted to just make up for the way he acted earlier that morning. So I was just like going back and forth, and I said, okay, whatever. I'm just going to get something. This nigga said he's buying it anyway, so why not? So he's like, what you want? What you want, an iPad? What you want, some AirPods? What you need, another laptop for school? Like, what you need? What you want? And so I was just like, I don't know what I want, I don't know. So he's like, look, okay, let's look at this. We walk over to the iPads. It was like some little iPad minis. And he was like, this is cute for you. Like, let's look at this. So we looking, and I was like, no, I don't really want this. And then he was like, man, I really want this for myself. So then he calls Terry over, and he's telling Terry that he wanted this specific iPad mini or iPad, whichever what it was, in a specific color. I think it was black or whatever color. And Terry looked it up. They didn't have that color. So then he was just forgot about it. He was like, okay, whatever, moving on. So then we're walking around. We still walking around. He's like, you sure you don't want nothing? You sure you don't need nothing? And in that moment, like, I didn't really know what to get or what I wanted. So then he's like, well, if you don't really know what you want, we for sure about to get you a phone case, because you could always use a phone case. So then we walk up to the phone cases, and we're sitting there looking, and he's like, what you like this? Pass me one. What you like this? What you like this? I'm like, nah, I don't like this. I'm sitting there looking at all the phone cases. I literally did not see one that I liked. If I would have seen a phone case that I like, I would have got it. Didn't see a phone case that I like, so I was just like, it's cool, like, whatever. So then he sees one that he likes, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna grab this one. Grabbed it. So then he's like, you sure you don't see nothing you want? We still walking around the store. Oh, he's stopping, showing me, oh, this is this, and explaining to me different things, and explaining to me how to work this and do this, knew so much about shit up in the Best Buy store. So then we walk back to the counter, and he gives Terry the phone case, and that was it. And Terry rung up everything, and the total was basically close to $3,000. The whole credit line, $3,000 basically. So now Terry's explaining to me and Mr. Million about the credit line lease, saying that we had to pay $64 that day in the store. And then he said after today, every week or every 2 weeks, however many weeks goes by, that there's going to be the payment. And he was saying how much the payment was going to be. And then he was telling me, like, there'll be interest charges if you want to wait. Basically, the little rundown. So we both like, okay. So Terry's like, all right, bags everything up, hands us the stuff. Then as we walking away, Terry screams to us, literally, please don't forget about me. Y'all should give me a shout out when y'all go famous and when y'all blow up. Give me a shout out about who sold y'all's equipment and y'all stuff. Mind you, this man had been walking around the Best Buy store with Terry, filling his head up. He's telling Terry how, of course, he's into real estate. He shoots promo, and he's doing this, and he does this, and he does that. He's telling him that he's a YouTuber. He's telling him that he gets paid for his social media. Like, he's just telling him all these different things. So Terry's sitting there geeking, thinking that we like some famous YouTube people or some upcoming people that's finna blow, basically. And when Terry said that to him, he literally geeked, and he was like, I'm gonna give you a shout out, thanks. So then as we walking out the store, he's walking, he got a little backpack, he got his little bag, I had a bag. So as we walking out the store, this man says to me, guess what the best part about getting all that stuff was? I said, what? He said that it was free. I said, what? That's not free. I still got to pay on that stuff, like laughing it off. Because I'm thinking he's meaning like it was free because of how you're able to get everything up front and then pay on it. So then he ends with, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then we get back in the car. Best Buy, get in the car. He then asked me to go back to the camera place that we had just previously went to, because he said they hadn't called yet and he still wanted to see what they were talking about. So as we were on the way there, I'm driving and I'm just reflecting on what I had just did and what he had literally just said to me about the, oh, it was free. And I wasn't really saying anything. I was just playing music and he was just sitting there scrolling on his phone on Instagram. And in my head, I'm thinking like, one, why isn't he sparking conversation with me? And then two, why has he just been sitting scrolling on Instagram since he got in my car? Like, you got all these businesses, so why are you just sitting scrolling on social media? I was in my head at the time, so I wasn't really trying to spark any conversation either. We pull back up to the camera place and he goes back inside by himself. As I'm sitting there, I'm literally getting like a knot in my stomach and I was just questioning myself so bad and him and what he was doing. I just wanted to know like what was really going on. Was this man telling the truth or was he lying? Then I'm going back and forth with myself like, girl, what are you doing? Like, is this really worth it? I don't really know. Still just trying to give this man the benefit of the doubt and believe what he's saying. So he comes back outside, and when he does, I ask him, like, of course, what did they say? He says, you know, they ain't on shit. They not talking about nothing. They not trying to let us do it. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, maybe they seen how upset I was, so they didn't try to approve me because they felt like something bad was going to happen with their equipment. After he said that, I was just like, okay, like looking out the window, just sitting there, pause for a second, and pulls his phone back out, starts scrolling for a split second. And then I'm like, so what are we doing? What's going on? Is dude done with your car yet? Like, what's going on? He's saying that dude hadn't hit him up yet and that he was probably still working on the car. So that's when I asked him, like, so can we just go to the car, get your stuff for you while he's working on it, or just wait, like, if he's almost done? He says, man, nah, we're not doing that because that man's far as fuck, so he's almost done, so we just gonna wait. So now I'm sitting there in silence, and then I start crying. And he's like, what's wrong? Why are you so upset? And I tell him, I just really cannot be played no more. Like, I've just been played so much with men. So now he's saying I need to chill out and calm down, and he's not like all the bum dudes that I've messed with in the past, and that he can back up everything that he was saying. And as he was saying that, like, he's leaning in, hugging me, trying to console me, and I'm sitting there, like, you know, crying, trying to get myself together. And then I said to him, like, okay, all right. And then I asked why he's sitting there hugging me. I'm like, you think you could drive? Because I'm just too upset right now. He leans back off of me, hops out the car, slams my car door so hard, like, so hard, the window could have broke. So when he did that, like literally my heart jumped. Like my heart was racing. I did not know what this man was on. Like when he was coming around my car to my car door, I literally was like, no, it's cool. I'm good. I'm about to drive myself. And I'm not going to lie. That shit really scared me. Like I have never been in any type of domestic situation before. So I didn't really know how to react to that. It's not like I don't have a backbone and I know how to speak up for myself. But in certain situations, I literally shut down and don't know how to speak up for myself, if that makes any sense. I have this trait that I have accepted and that I have realized since I have started dating guys that I feel like if I say the wrong thing to them, that they're going to stop talking to me. That is me being brutally honest to explain why I even tolerate that type of behavior. He walks back around my car, gets back in the car, and when he does that, the food, my Mediterranean food from the night before, was sitting there on the ground in my passenger side. He steps on the bag, and there was a hot sauce in there, and he steps on the hot sauce, and of course, it splats everywhere. On his shoe, on his calf muscle, on my carpet, in my car, everywhere. So now I'm trying to find some paper towels, some wipes, something to clean this up. I find some, give him some, and he's wiping himself off, and I'm thinking that he's wiping up the mess. And says to me, you think you could go back to the ATM and try to get more out from where you could only do a certain amount last night? He said he wanted to have some money on him. I didn't know what we were doing on later that day, so I just was like, okay. Yes, I know. My money. I know. In my head, literally on everything, I was thinking like, okay, he is a man. He doesn't want to feel like he doesn't have any money on him, so I get it. And obviously he said he's going to pay me back. And by then I was just like mentally checked out. Like I was zoned out and I was just trying not to upset him even more. So I tell him I can't use my bank card. I can only use my credit card because I had just used my bank card at Best Buy for the lease. So now he looks up my credit card bank and puts that in for me to go. Pull off driving on my way, and it was a strong ass smell of hot sauce the entire ride, like the majority of the ride. And I had to tell him, literally crack the windows, and I had to tell him to wipe himself off better because it was still on him. So we pull up to the ATM and it's inside of a mall. At the time, I had my chain on. It was a diamond necklace that I have, and it's very much real. And so he's asking me, like, where'd you get your chain from? And I'm telling him, and he's, like, asking me, when did I get it? And I said to him, like, I got this, like, a couple years back, so it's not new. And he was asking me where I had got it from, and I told him. He was like, oh, yeah, that's a dope-ass chain. I'm going to have them make my chain now that I've seen yours. Now, I don't forgot to tell y'all, as I'm reflecting, it's all coming back to me. He did have jewelry on. Now, back in part one, when I had said that he had the dingy clothes on, he did have his jewelry on, and it was a necklace and a watch. Of course, I assumed that his jewelry was real because I'm like, there's no way you're out here claiming to have all this money and be a businessman and businesses and this and that, and your jewelry's not real. So that's why I was saying, okay, well, maybe he's just down at the moment because I seen he still had his jewelry on, and I obviously had seen what he looked like in the Facebook dating pictures. So in my head, I'm thinking his jewelry has to be real, so he's not no lame, and he's gonna pay me back. Go inside the mall, find the ATM. Y'all, the ATM is not working again. It was not trying to let me get money out at the time at first, or I just wasn't doing it right. I don't know. God, I feel like, again, like literally a worker had even came out. He's like, hey, you need some help? Asking me, am I good? Like he didn't know if I'm trying to do some shit. I'm like, no, I literally just got this credit card. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to get some money off the ATM. And so then he shows me how to do it, and then it works out. So by then, some time had went by, and I was like, let me use the bathroom before I go back to the car. So as I'm leaving the bathroom, he's calling my phone. He's like, where are you at? Why are you taking so long? What's going on? And I had to tell him like about it not working, and I was using the bathroom. So hang up, make my way back to the car. We get in the car, and I handed him the money. It was $150. So then now I'm hungry. So I'm looking up places to eat, and I'm asking him. I know he's hungry as well because we have not ate all day. We've been together all day since 8 o'clock in the morning. So I know he's hungry. I'm hungry. So I'm asking him what he wants to eat. I know he's fasting, so I'm thinking something healthy. So I'm throwing out healthy options. And I'm like, what, you want a salad? Like, what sounds good to you? And he's, yeah, salad sounds good. Let's get that. So I'm looking at places like near us with a salad, and I couldn't really find a place. But then I found a chicken salad place that was like a family-owned restaurant. Get there, go inside. Of course, he comes inside with me and sitting there looking at all the food. And there was a chip stand, and he only grabbed a bag of Grippos. And so now he's getting a phone call. And he gives the Grippos to me and says, here, get these, and walked immediately out the door before I could even say one word. And as I'm sitting there looking at the food, I'm like, damn, he didn't tell me what type of salad he wanted. So I walk back out, and I'm like, what type of salad you want? And he's sitting there talking on the phone. I'm thinking he can't hear me from where he's sitting there leaning on my car. And I'm like, hey, like, what type of salad you want? He's like, hey. I'm like, just tell me what you want real quick so I can order it. And he was like, don't you see me on the phone? I'm over here talking business, and you over here asking me questions. Just go in there and order the food. Like, we tripping. So that's when I came back, and I'm like, you're the one tripping. I'm over here trying to order you some food, and you not telling me what you want, but cool, whatever. And I walked off. So I go inside, and I order my food. And, of course, my nice little self, I still get the bag of motherfucking Grippos. So I sat there waiting on my food for them to, like, prepare it, get the food, walk out. And as I'm walking out, I'm opening my car doors, and he's, like, walking around my car to get inside the car. When we get back in the car, I'm like, why were you acting like that? I was literally just asking you what you wanted to eat. He replies and he's like, listen, motherfuckers don't know when motherfuckers is on business calls, you don't need to be interrupting and being rude. Do you not understand how that's rude? Do you not understand how when somebody's talking on the phone and you trying to ask them questions and talk to them while they're talking on the phone, how rude that is? And then he's like sitting there waiting for me to reply. He's like, and I said, that's not rude when you just ask somebody what they want to eat. Now he's like, he says, listen, when I'm on the phone talking business, it's important. So if I'm telling you to go on and go and I can't talk at the moment, then that's just what it is. So I'm sitting there eating as he's saying all that. And then, of course, in my head, it's trying to make it seem like I'm in the wrong. I'm like, damn, well, maybe he was on a business call and it might have really had been important. So I just didn't even reply. I just kept on eating my food. So then after I got done taking a couple bites, I'm like, okay, I'm about to pull over here and, roll me one. It was about that time for me. As I pull off, he's like, where are you going? And I said, this is when I finally started speaking up. And I was like, don't worry about it. All you need to be doing is over there riding. I said, you done did everything you wanted to do. Now I'm about to pull over here and do what I want to do. I said, just chill. I'll be quick. It's okay. We sitting there. I'm doing my thing. He's over there crushing them Grippos. He finishes, looks down at my box of chicken salad, and I had a side salad. Now he's like, you gonna eat this salad? I said, no, I'm not gonna eat it. You can have it. So he picks the box up, starts demolishing the salad. While he's doing that, he's like, yeah, I don't eat chicken salad. And then I'm like, sure you don't. Because the way he was eating, I knew that man was hungry. So I finished up, and as I'm pulling off, he's like, you think you can run to Walmart real quick? I said, yeah, that's cool. So put in the nearest Walmart and on the way. So as we're on the way to Walmart, he's on the phone with one of his friends. And this friend is supposedly signed as an artist to QC, Quality Control Records. I don't know, as a beginner artist, upcoming artist, underground artist, supposedly he's signed to them. They're talking, going back and forth, and they're talking about Pierre, CEO of Quality Control. They're talking about him. They're going back and forth, talking about the label doesn't know how to accommodate their artists. Then they were talking about saying that Pierre, CEO, was giving out fake chains to the new artists that they were signing. Now, I have to go on and give y'all the backstory about Mr. Million and that because I can't wait until the later on parts. So here's a picture of P standing right here with Mr. Million, and there's a flyer at the top that says quality control. Top right side, y'all see that pendant right there. Now, I don't know whose pendant that is, but there's a pendant that says QC. So when I found out about that, I had to go do my research. I went on his Instagram page and I seen that, which really prompted the thought in my head of, why is he doing this if he has so much money? So apparently when they met, P liked his music and signed him and gave him an $800,000 advance, which prompted his stage name, Mr. Million. Mind y'all, I'm thinking and feeling and finding out all these things after the fact. But anyways, they were going back and forth about the label and just talking really negative about it and their experiences. And then Mr. Million's talking about how he's starting his own record label or has his own record label, something along those lines. Mind y'all, the music was on and I was in and out. I was trying to act like I was not in this man's conversation. But I for sure heard that the moment I heard P and the moment I heard quality control, that's when I was zoomed in. So now they're talking about some type of video shoot, promo shoot, some type of shoot, which I'm assuming in my head, I'm thinking this is what we just got this stuff for. So then I'm having the slightest thought that maybe he is telling the truth about this stuff that we just got and this is what he's using it for. Oh, he's talking about how many females they're going to have there. He's talking about, man, we're going to grab some hamburgers. We're going to grab some hot dogs just for everybody on the set. They're just going back and forth talking about this video shoot. They eventually wrap up on the phone and we get to Walmart. Pull up, park. I instantly pull my phone out, start scrolling. He looks at me and then he says, "You're not coming inside with me?" And I said, "No." So then he looks at me and he said, "Well, I need your card, please." And I said, "No." He said, "You know I'm paying you back. You need to stop acting like that. I need your card." I didn't even respond, y'all. I just gave him my credit card. When he got out that car, I instantly had the thought in my head, lock that card. I literally said to myself, this is too much. This has gone too far. This is too much. I'm a Gemini, so of course that other side of me is just telling me, the good girl, no, he's going to pay you back, so everything's okay. So, my dumb self, I didn't lock the card. 25 minutes go by, and then he calls me, and he's like, "Where you at?" And I said, "I'm still parked in the parking space." And as I'm saying that, I could literally hear him checking out, and I could hear the Walmart associate saying the total. And then he said, "Damn, that's it? I thought it was going to be more than that." And then he told the associate to hold on. I'm going to get some more. After he said that, he said to me that he was almost done. He was finishing up and asked me to pull to the front of Walmart. As I'm sitting there waiting on him to come out of Walmart, I'm, again, reflecting on now everything that I have now done. And I'm like, damn, just left the restaurant. Didn't I click or register? He was supposed to be the one paying. I just gave him money. Why'd I give him my card? I just gave him money. I just kept reflecting, and then there goes the charge on my card. Get the notification to my phone from my bank card. $404 at Walmart. I said, that's when I couldn't take it anymore. So that's when I'm pulling up to the front door at Walmart, and right when I'm pulling up, that's when he's literally coming out. Just so happened to be your apartment.
Hold on. Remember, you came to me, you was selling weed with your dad. You wanted to be my girlfriend. You sucked me, you fucked me on the first night. My birthday was coming around the corner. You remember the day after I hit you, you told me, "Oh, the sex was so good. Oh, the sex is so good." You was sneaking through my apartments the next morning to try to find out where I live at. So I come outside because I had my chick that I was talking to there, right? I came outside yelling at you for sneaking in. I'm telling you how people get hurt for shit like that. You virtually broke into the apartments to try to find out where I lived at and couldn't find out where I lived at because I led you up to the fucking balcony to the 5th floor, right? Right? Do you remember that? And you said, "I'd do whatever to make it up to you. It's your birthday." You bought me some shit for my birthday, found out I had a girlfriend, and then you start tripping. Don't forget that part. You start tripping because you found out I had a girlfriend. Remember? I said, "Why are you buying me this shit off your credit? You don't got no money. Take your credit and do some business shit with you." You said, "I really like you. I want you to do this and that." I told you, come pick this shit up, and what you do, right? I said, "Come pick this shit up." You played sick for 4 days. Never came. 8 months later, I did what? Man, get the fuck out of here. I've been a millionaire since 2021. Oh my God! Wow! My house, my garage is bigger than your apartment that you share with your daddy. Stop playing for I really get. You feel?
Just tell the truth. You got here on the first night. You drove 2 hours to come sleep with me, right? I sent you back. I thought you went back home. No, you stayed outside till 5 in the morning, which is not my fault. You tried to break into my apartment. You couldn't find which apartment was mine. I cussed you out for that, and I told you I ain't feel like dealing with this. My birthday was coming up, and I'm getting ready to go out of town. You said I'm gonna get you stuff for your birthday. I sat in the car, and you went and did everything yourself. When you found out I was talking to somebody else, and that I still wasn't fucking with you, then you start tripping. I tell you, you come get whatever you got back. Come get it. But you come, grab one thing, and leave the rest. And now 8 months later, you in there like somebody like took something from you. Like that's weird. So make it make sense. So I told you I was gonna pay you back for a gift. But then I told you to pick the gift up. But you came, picked up one of the gifts, sucked me off, left the other stuff, and 8 months later I what? And mind you, you bought the stuff so I wouldn't say nothing about you trying to break into my apartment. And you disguised it as a birthday gift because I was mad at you and you begged me not to stop fucking with you. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? So what I did was I moved out of there. I ended up moving out of there because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't even know you like that. All I knew was you sold weed for your dad and some poor ass shit that you had going on. You feel me? I moved out of there. Before I moved, hey, come get this stuff. You bullshitted, right? Cool, whatever. I'm not giving you my new address. I'm not linking with you. I'm not, none of that. That shit over with. I don't have none. I threw that shit in the trash. Like, I believe in spirits and energy. I ain't, like, a camera bag. Like, you doing this for a camera bag?
So I was doing so much, which prompted him to move. Or was it this? Which one? Oh, okay.
And then this the crazy part, right? Then, right, you start doing weird ass shit months ago. You called my grandmother, right? You found my grandma's number on it. I don't know how you found her number. You found my grandma's number. You called her and harassed my grandma. You was DMing people off my page saying you was a single mother from a fake page and this and all of that. And you don't even got kids. Like, what? Then you sent me a text talking about, do I just gotta have sex with you to get the stuff back? You just came over here and didn't get nothing but the gun that you bought and put in your name. I'm not a felon or nothing, but you did this. You understand? Why I'm gonna pay you back for something you're voluntarily doing? That don't make sense. Either come get the shit or leave me the fuck alone. Then I seen you've been making fake Facebook accounts, making fake shit. You going on there saying, oh, like making like some P. Diddy type allegations, like somebody took advantage of you and all. Like, man, bitch, man, get the fuck out of here with that. You voluntarily came the first night. Second time, I ain't even fuck with you, touch you, nothing. Like, cause you made it weird. You like, oh, do I gotta fuck to get the stuff back? No, just come get the stuff. You came and apologized, spent the night again. And I'm like, you could you could go sleep in the other room. I'm gonna sleep on the couch because it was pouring down raining. You came to get the shit, came apologize for everything. It was pouring down raining. I said, bro, you ain't gotta drive 2 hours in the rain. That's fucked up. I ain't no fucked up nigga, but I don't fuck with you. And let you stay in the other room. You woke up at 7 in the morning, left again, and didn't take nothing. Yeah, and I want to apologize to all my supporters and shit out there. You get what I'm saying? But this shit going too far. You know what I mean? It went way, way, way too far. Like, this is the person that been making, like, fake pages. They been looking up family members' names and phone numbers and calling and harassing my sick grandma on some weird shit. Like, going making fake pages, going saying they single mothers and these motherfuckers ain't got kids. It's just all type of just weirdo shit going on, bro. Like I get it. If I was young and successful and this, I work hard. Like, you feel me? But I'm not about to make it easy for the next person to come. No, it wasn't easy for me, so I'm not about to make it easy for you to come up off me. Like, that's not happening, bro. You not nobody extorting me. I'm not giving out no money, none of that. Suck my dick, bitch. I don't fuck all that shit. Got me fucked up. And I take full accountability for the situation because I had no business even fucking with no bottom feeder in the first place. I was on some drunk, mad at my bitch, thirsty shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is not right. But I don't, I'm single now, whatever. But long story short, you got paid to set me up. You pulled up, got knocked down, drove 2 hours, mind you, from a different city. I sent you home, thought you went home. You thought I was asleep. You tried to find an apartment, couldn't find an apartment. I caught you, checked you about it. You didn't want me to stop fucking with you, so you spent the money that, or whatever you did, to try to butter me up to keep me in a loop. It didn't work. I'm about to move. I had a girl. You got mad. I tell you, come get this shit. You come get the gun. Leave everything else. Then you start making fake pages, calling niggas grandmas, and doing all this just weird monkey shit. Man, but yeah, that's the story. It's simple, like, you feel me? Late night, I was stressed. She pulled up, got blessed. She got obsessed. She tried to double back into the crib. Had somebody else already in the crib. That's messy on my behalf, So no, you can't use the bathroom. You can't do this. You can't do that. And you talking about shots. I was on my little fake vegan diet. I wasn't even drinking. You was drinking. You ordered whiskey. I don't drink whiskey. I drink Don Julio if I'm gonna do it. You ordering whiskey. So yeah, I pointed to her. I ain't drinking that mess, that filth. You crazy? But I'm glad you cool with my ex now. I'm glad it worked out. You know what I mean? I'm glad y'all made friends. Y'all both mentally retarded. So, that's cool. I wish we could have been cool earlier. We could have all made it work. I would have helped you a little credit and all that. I would have paid on there and let you keep the stuff. But once you get to calling grandmas and get to doing fake pages and want to be TikTok famous, man, that's over with. I don't care how, you done. When you came the first time, you should have came out everything. You calling, trying to set people up and all. Girl, you ain't got enough brains or enough change. You ain't even got enough brains or enough change to put your TikTok story together, man. At the end of the day, if you volunteer to do something and with the intention of being with somebody or whatever it is, and that person don't want to deal with you, and you don't come pick up all the stuff, just some of it, that's on you. So it is what it is. That's on you. You know what I mean? Nobody make you do nothing. And for all the fans and commenters and spectators out there, when you get off the metaverse, I hope your real life give you as much satisfaction as these fabricated internet stories. You understand? I enjoy my real life. I live very good. And I thank God because I came a long way and I did that shit by myself. So hopefully y'all get the motivation to do the same, man. Signing off. Did I steal your credit card? Did I steal your information? So I stole your information.
I wouldn't know.
How the fuck will you know? Have I ever been in possession of your stuff?
Only thing I know that my address is on the paper for the gun,
I don't give a fuck about that. How's that stealing your address?
That's the only thing